to pilot Dave Allen in Helicopter 3. We know you're losing daylight, Dave, and you're only able to be here for another few minutes. So, is there anything that's really standing out to you other than, some of those obvious points?
Well, we're definitely seeing what Dirk was just talking about, and let's go back over to that parking lot right there, Andrew, and we can just kind of see how that's come out, and it's just kind of flowing out into there, and then you can see some white water coming down in there. Now that looks real small from here, but I can tell you when you look at it down there, that is really spilling. Now, here, let's give you some perspective. Go ahead and tilt up. I just saw something interesting, Andrew. Is that picnic tables right there? So that's picnic tables right there. So this could give you an idea of how large this area is. So let's kind of pull out from there, and we'll give you that kind of perspective of how much water is going down there and going over this area, and then keep on going over to the emergency spillway, and you can see how large an area this entire area is that's spilling water over here. Now I'm also looking out the window towards town, and I can see that the secondary reservoir down there, it's looking quite full as well. And should this surge down there, that might have a problem with it getting up to its level as well. I'm also seeing lots of emergency vehicles that are going through downtown. There are several helicopters out here from CHP and other agencies. They're all operating below me here, and we're all communicating in a safe manner here.
Dave, what does it look like toward the bottom where the water is coming down to the Feather River? Because we were really almost shocked to see some of the viewer videos sent in earlier today. They were standing at the bottom of this area, which they probably wouldn't be able to anymore with the evacuations. But you see how that is all just draining and coming together there.
Well, it's draining and it's carrying debris. It's carrying a lot of mud. Let's just keep following the river. Let's just keep following the river towards town. Andrew, you can see them out
there as well, Dave, just kind of right by the water. Any structures in the way?
Well, this is a very deep ravine right here, so we're not really getting into the lowland. Andrew, can you go ahead and pan right and just kind of show downtown so we kind of get the lay of the land here? So we're going to follow the river down into the secondary reservoir down here. We can kind of see. So it goes, you can see this is a very steep canyon right here. This isn't really going to be the area that's so much of the issue, but as we go to the left in that bend, there's a secondary reservoir. You can see how high the water is up there and how much of a release is happening that. Now, the real area of concern is everywhere below this. So if you'll pull out, Andrew, and show the downtown area and how much or how high the river is in the downtown Oroville area. This is why the evacuations are happening. Probably something we can't quite see through the camera, but I am seeing emergency vehicle flashing lights all over town. So I know they're really getting the word out to folks down there that they need to move to higher ground.
And we're also getting word, too, that there is emergency evacuation of the city of Marysville and Yuba County as well. This whole time we've been talking about from Oroville to Gridley, just saying that, again, like as Dave mentioned, the low levels around that river are going to see some real rapid river rises. But this is now affecting more than even the area of Oroville. As you keep following it down, you really can start to see how close some of these homes are.
Evacuation right there. So these are the folks that are evacuating right now. So quite a bit of traffic that is leaving town. These folks are heading to the north. As you can see, that road is getting quite clogged at this point as everybody is heeding the advice and getting out of town.
That's eye-opening.
The destruction continues in Southern California as the most powerful storm in 7 years dumps even more rain. That rain leading to mudslides. Will Carr live in Santa Clarita, California, as the rain continues. Hi, Will.
Yeah, Leland, California is not exactly used to this type of deluge in the past couple of years, but if you take a look at the map, we are right in the middle of the last of 3 major storms sweeping across the state, and we've already seen just how dangerous this can be. On Friday in Santa Barbara, mudslides hit. They swept away 5 cabins and tossed around a number of cars. They're still under evacuations in certain parts of the Santa Barbara area, just like we're under evacuation here in Santa Clarita. 120 homes under a voluntary evacuation. And the residents here really just got done digging out of the dirt and mud from the storms on Friday when they realized that they had to prepare for the storm sweeping through today and tomorrow. Take a listen to one resident.
Water came up over, crossed through the yard. Everything's flooded into the yard, and the pools, mud. It's like a big mud bath.
The biggest problem is that we've had so many fires in California in recent years. Here in Santa Clarita, they had the sand fire this past August. That fire burned through the trees and the vegetation on the nearby hillsides. What ends up happening when you get these types of rain is the water basically has nothing to stop it from coming down to the surrounding homes here, which can create the flash floods and the mudslides coming down. So we're seeing that potentially across the state. If there is any good news, Leland, it is that this rain is continuing to cut in to that historic drought that we've had for the past 5 years. Leland.
Will Carr live in a rainy Southern California. Thanks, Will.